Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Ilham Akbar, and in this video, I will presentate my proposal, which titled "The Use of Comic for Teaching English Vocabulary for Young EFL Students." Okay, let's start from the background. English are one of major international language in the world, but it is a pretty difficult language to learn. To non-native English speakers or from other speakers who didn't speak any Proto-Germanic language such as German, English, or Norse, there is a difference between learners who speak from the same family language with from the same family and those who from different family, such as the EFL learners who speak a Proto-Germanic language, such as Germany or Norse, have more easier time learning English because it's have the same root, which is a Proto-Germanic. And for those who speak a different language, such as French, Spanish, etc., they have more difficult time learning that because they have a very different root. They have the Romance root because their language come from the Romans. And but there is also some language that doesn't have the same root, but they have easier time to learn, such as Spanish. Some of the English word is got adapted to Spanish, and because of that, some English speaker have easier time to learn Spanish too. But what if there it is from the language is not from Proto-Germanic family and also have a very different vocabulary from English? Well, there is a language that is such as Indonesian, Malaysian. Wait, no, Malaysian have lots of English vocabulary too. So I think Indonesian can be the example of this. And for Indonesian themselves, they are have the same family such as Malay and Tagalog, and that is why they also have a very difficult time to learn English because English is very hard to understand, especially if they are not from the same language family or they don't take any word adapted. They don't have many word adapted to their language because Malaysia have many words adapted from English. That is, I think, why Malaysian have easier time to understand English. But we going to focus on Indonesian here. Okay, and an EFL learners sometimes have a difficulty learning English because of this, especially from those who not speak any Proto-Germanic language. And to teach young learners, we need to stimulate that can stimulate that can help them cut their attention. Different age group have different way of learning, but most of them have one thing in common, and that is they all have a visual that which is visual stimulant. Because of we also use a visual because visual themselves can tell many things, and we use comic as our medium give to teach children because comic themselves use both drawing and also text based. Because of that, it can increase their vocabulary while showing how things in that word or vocabulary is meant to be. because drawing itself is considered a universal language by itself. We Even though we speak different languages, we can understand something if there is a visual representation that show what it is. Like a sign, like beware wet floor sign, it shows someone slipped by a wet floor. We know it just by seeing it. And we hope that by using comics, we can help the children understand vocabulary more easier. Okay. Okay. Next is a problem statement. The problem statement. By using media that is engaging and easy to understand, such as comic, we try to find out is it able to help young EFL learners to understand and memorizing new vocabulary. And for research objective. The objective of this research is to find out the effectiveness of comic on vocabulary understanding on young EFL learners. The significance of this research is intended to help teacher by giving new teaching strategy to improve students' vocabulary through comics. For the students, it could give them more engaging and understandable experience in learning vocabulary, and it could give reference for future researcher who try to research visual text medium in English learning. The scope of this research. The research is focused on impact of comic on English vocabulary understanding on the EFL learners. The main purpose of this research is to find out how comic could help in student English vocabulary learning. The research scope only focus on vocabulary understanding, which is mostly about receptive skill, focus on receptive skill of the students, because receptive skill is itself is is the base of learning new languages. And by receptive skill, I meant by reading and also listening skill. And this research itself is also will be use the quantitative methods, which we will use a rubric to measure the students understanding in languages. We will put one in doesn't understanding at all, two for understanding a few words, three for understanding many words, four for understanding the main idea, and five for understanding the whole sentences or the whole word. That's all. And definition of key terms. Com- First, comic. A comic is a visual text medium that or a multimodal medium, which is a medium that use other a medium that you have many characteristic such as visual media text etc to tell a story or to tell some things. And EFL and two second, EFL learners, a non-native is a non-native English speaker who learn English as a foreign language. These EFL learners can comes from a same family language family or different language family. So the students understanding on easier times understanding or the easier time to learn is also based on what is their mother tongue is, because some students who speak from the same language family have easier time. And also EFL vocabulary understanding. Vocabulary understanding itself is more about the receptive skill of vocabulary or understanding each and every word of the vocabulary. It's more focused on the receptive skill, but it is also the base of the productive skill, which is writing and also speaking. Because we cannot just say or write something if we don't even understand what it's meant. And that's all that I can say. Thank you very much.